What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. It's Thursday, it's 24 hours before Arsenal kickoff. It's only right that my big bro comes on. Dicky Bow Thursday, he's got the bow tie on. Kevin Campbell in the building. Super Kev, what's happening, bro?
Curtis, crew, squaddies, everybody who's watching, at ease, man. Listen, I'm good. I've been busy, but you know what, Curtis? I had to make sure I get on your podcast before tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got to chop it up, obviously.
Have to. Let me slow down the comments just so we don't miss out on too much. First of all, how you been over the summer anyway? Obviously, it would have been the World Cup, but we ain't had much apart from pre-season.
Yeah, you know what, Curtis? It's been good because obviously it hasn't taken as long as it usually does. The season's probably a week early, which is great. And I've been busy. I've been doing quite a bit of stuff, humanitarian stuff and bits and pieces that we do. So I've kept myself busy, kept myself out of trouble. And, just really looking forward to this season. Really looking forward.
I'll tell you what, for me, Kev, you know, when the season finished, I felt a little bit like tired and exhausted. I think because we missed out on top four. And when you're doing all these watch-alongs and these podcasts, it really takes it out of you. And then, so I kind of needed the summer just to, relax.
Decompress,
yeah, man. See some new players come in. I feel ready now. My energy's back.
Well, you know what, Curtis? I'm sure. I totally understand. Listen. When you do the watch-alongs and everything like that, it is emotional, Curtis. It does drain you, especially the last few games. Obviously, before the Everton game, we had two really big games: the Spurs game and the Newcastle game. We fluffed our lines in both, let's be honest. And it will drain you, Curtis. All season been building up to that. And it does drain you. But you know what? You seem rejuvenated. I saw you in America. Yeah. I saw I was following your blogs and stuff in America. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I love the love you and the lads got out there. Rightfully so, Curtis, because what you guys do is special, man. You people come on here and see, but you're global, brother. As you know now, you're global. People watch you all over the world.
I appreciate it, Kev, man. I always say to people, man, you're always supporting. And I always say to people, man, how many, former Arsenal players are doing what you're doing? You give up your time, you don't ask for no money or anything to come on. So I appreciate all the support from you, bro.
No problem, Curtis. Honestly, it's my pleasure. I'm a fan. I've been a player, but I'm a fan. So to be able to come on and chop it up with the likes of yourself, etc., I think it's what's needed, Curtis, for the fan base. Yeah. Because you know what? We've been through some tough times, Curtis.
Yeah, man.
Not easy. It's not been easy, but we have to get through it together. That's the key.
Yeah, that's the key, man. I just want to say, was it DJ Ash said it was his birthday today, so big up to him. He's always in the comments as well. Listen, before we get into it, and big up Broads as well. Have you seen any of the All or Nothing? I'm gonna do, but just before everyone asks, I'm gonna do a show tonight at 8:00, press conference reaction, and we're gonna do a little bit of All or Nothing. I watched all 3 episodes this morning. Have you managed to watch any of it?
Yep. Watched it all.
See, the man's not playing. All 3 of it. Well, you know what? Let's touch on it a little bit. What did you make of it? Because I'm sure, obviously, you've seen a bit of the Tottenham one, the Man City one as well, the Arsenal one. Some people were saying they're surprised that in 3 episodes we're already in December. Are you surprised by how it is? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And look, anything that pulls the curtain back and gives fans the insight into what's going on in the dressing room, and behind the scenes is very important. How you interpret that, I think, Curtis, is the whole key as an Arsenal fan. The fact of the matter is, what fans have to remember is the big picture is we're already past it. Yeah. So all we're doing is going back. So, to try and put yourself into where your headspace was at that time, is sometimes a bit difficult. You knew what it felt like at the time, but you got to remember stuff like, the manager playing "You Never Walk Alone" at training. People can have a go at that and say, "Oh, why would you do that?" I'll tell you one thing I do know: whether you get a bollocking or the manager does something to get a response from the team, because at the end of the day, he's trying to build characters now. He's trying to build the team. And maybe it never worked for that game, but over the period, they got better. So the methods did work. It didn't end up how we wanted it, Curtis. Why? Because in the end of the day, we weren't good enough, especially at the top end of the pitch. But seeing what goes on behind the scenes and understanding, because when we come on, we only talk because we don't know. A lot of the time.
That's it. Yeah.
Now you're seeing things go on behind the scenes, and you could start going, when you're actually seeing it for your own eye, with your own eyes, it does make a difference.
Yeah, I hear you on that. And big up Hans with the super chat. He said, Arteta's lawyer suited and booted, ready to defend the "You'll Never Walk Alone." Kev, obviously you played for Everton, so that Liverpool, you know that rivalry even more closely. And obviously Arteta played for Everton as well, actually. What did you make specifically of that playing "You'll Never Walk Alone" in training?
Well, if I always put myself in the position of the players, because I've been a player. Now, if I'm a player, that would have cheesed me off. I would say that pissed me off. But Curtis, it's done for a reason. It's supposed to. It's supposed to get you. If you want to be the top, Curtis, if you're at the top, a manager won't do that to you. But when you're not at the top, the manager has to do whatever he needs to do to get you angry and to get you firing. And like I said, it never worked out in the end, but eventually the team started building and the team started improving. So, it's not just one thing. It's a culmination of things that have to get this team by the boots and try and lift them up. And listen, some people would say it's a mistake. Some people would say, I get it. But until you're in it, a lot of people won't understand. He's done it for a reaction. Yeah, you can look at it and say to yourself, I wouldn't have done that. I'm not feeling it or nothing. But listen, you're trying to get men to follow you, Curtis, and trying to get to wake them up and get them to follow him, especially after the start we had and everything. So you can imagine there's been a lot that we haven't seen. But it would have cheesed me off. It would have made me want to bury them. I can tell you that much.
I get you. I think it's one of them. And listen, I said a few things about it. It's one of them. If it works, you're like, raw, that's genius. If Pep did that and they won, you say that's unbelievable. If you lose 4-0, people are obviously going to say that looks a bit silly. So it's one of them, innit? It's kind of neither here nor there, really.
Listen, Curtis, here's the great thing. As fans, as Arsenal fans, you could make your own decision whether you like it or not. Fact of the matter is, if you're managing men to try and get them to win, you've got to use everything you can. And yeah, it's a bit unorthodox in this country. In other countries, it's not. Trust me. But in this country, it's maybe a little bit unorthodox. But you have to try something. You have to try, because if you don't try, you don't know.
Yeah, do you know what? There's a few. I'm not going to talk about it too much because some people are saying don't kill us with the spoilers, but we're just briefly touching on it. Just obviously, you made a good point there, and something that I'm having to be careful with. That's sometimes I'm watching parts of the documentary and it's sending me back to points in last season where I was annoyed, I was angry, I was frustrated. I've gone on the tour, I've watched preseason, I feel quite positive. So I'm having to be careful not to fall back into the feelings that I had last season. You know what I mean? When I'm watching it. So
you don't want to go back to that mode. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to detach myself from it. But listen, it is good to get insight. Look, they're not going to show you what they don't want to show you naturally, but I think it's always good as fans to see these things because a lot of clubs don't show you that, and Arsenal are often quite difficult as fans to see a lot of the stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, it is. It is. I was surprised Arsenal agreed to do it, Curtis. If I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it's seeing anything behind the scenes at Arsenal is usually very difficult. But I'm pleased they did. I am really pleased they did because you can see, and over the whole thing, I'm sure you're going to get to see the commitment that's there because it is a commitment. And Arsenal, we did improve, we did get better, didn't finish how we wanted, got back in Europe. But now it's the building. It's the building of this squad for the likes of a Jesus and a Zinchenko and whoever else is going to come in. Obviously, Vieira, I haven't even seen him play yet. Saliba coming back. We look a lot better than we did. Remember last preseason to this preseason? Last preseason, we're all over the place.
Yeah.
This preseason, we look like a team that's focused. We look like a team that's going in. All of us are going in one direction. Whereas last preseason, we still had your Kolasinacs and all these guys there who, really didn't have a future at the club. So, razor sharp, Eros.
Listen, when he's got the bow tie on, he ain't playing. That's when he's moving like...
Don't worry about this, bro. Brother Mazzo's settings, as you would say. Well, I bring Brother Mazzo's settings out because, listen, we don't want that. We don't want that. We want good vibes this season. But the machete is very sharp.
Obviously, let's just quickly rewind back to pre-season. Like you said, last season's pre-season was a bit of a mess. We were losing games. We didn't get the players in early, couldn't shift players. We've looked a lot more organized this pre-season. What have you made of the signings? I suppose the main ones obviously being Jesus and Zinchenko. What have you made of them?
Well, let me touch on Vieira first because
go on,
obviously he came in, was a surprise to us all.
Yeah.
Really, really good young player, very gifted, playing in between the lines, Curtis.
Yeah.
And he's the type of player that we don't have. Somebody who can get the ball in between the lines, turn, he can beat somebody, he could slip somebody in, and he could score. So that may be prototype, Bernardo Silva type player who's got that creativity in him. He's young, obviously still got a bit to prove. But this is just going to show that they're thinking ahead. Then you go and you bring in Gabriel Jesus. I mean, look at the teams that were trying to upset us and trying to muscle in. Even Chelsea were trying to muscle in on it.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, I think we spoke about it. We've got to be able to do our business early. And will us not getting Champions League affect us? Even Spurs said that they wanted him. He wanted to come to Arsenal. He'd worked with Mikel Arteta previously.
Yeah.
Was happy to come to Arsenal. And you know what? I don't hear a lot of fans. A lot of fans are quick to hit Mikel Arteta over the head. But I don't hear a lot of fans bigging him up saying, well, these guys wanted to come because of him. I don't hear that. So, it's amazing how the energy is different. But getting him, a lot of people haven't really seen the best of Jesus.
Yeah.
And because obviously he played sparingly at City at the time, he always tended to play the big games. You see him play the big games, and then he's put on the bench again or whatever. But you can see how good the guy. Well, listen, you don't start for Brazil if you're a bad player.
Yeah.
But you can see what he brings to the table, Curtis. He's kind of a mix of Aubameyang and Lacazette because he can run channels, he can play wide, he can link play, and he could stick the ball away, Curtis. So we've got an all-rounder up there that makes Saka better. That's going to take a lot of pressure off Saka. It's the best I've seen Martinelli for a long time as well, by the way. Martinelli looks like he's got a bit more space. He's got the bit between his teeth. Seems to have a good connection with Eddie Nketiah as well. Martin Odegaard looks sharp. Listen, Partey for me, he's going to be the key. Xhaka's looking good. Partey's looking good. Jesus is making a lot of players look better. And that's really important. And one of the positions we spoke about end of last season was cover for fullback. And I know we got linked with him earlier in the window, Zinchenko. Yeah. But I thought, Man City are not going to let this guy go. Not for so cheap. But he looks like the balaclava's come out again at City. With Arsenal went up there and they stole Jesus and they stole Zinchenko for... When you look at the money, Curtis, these guys have got four title medals.
Yeah.
And we're picking them up for like cheap. Listen, great business. Great business.
I've got to admit, Kev, when we signed Jesus, I thought this is a good signing. And when I've kind of watched him and really thought about it and thought, well, if we didn't sign him, what striker would we have bought? Because we're desperate for a striker. You look at it now and you think that could be one of the signings of the season. A 25-year-old, like you said, 4 Premier League titles, Brazilian international, who I think as well has got a point to prove. You know, as a striker, I know playing second fiddle and being the main man is totally different mentally. And I feel like he looks like he's ready to embrace being the main man at Arsenal.
Definitely. Confidence. His confidence is sky high. I believe, as I'm told, in the background, he's a top guy as well. Links in with everybody. It's like he's been at the club for years. And that's what you need. You need players who are just going to come in, hit the ground running. He's had a full preseason as well, Curtis, which is often these things are leveled at Arsenal. You know, you don't do your business early. He's had a full preseason. Obviously, Zinchenko hasn't had a full preseason with Arsenal, but he's had a good preseason with City and then comes to Arsenal. It looks as though he's been at Arsenal for years as well.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're trying to find their feet at all. Both know how to play. Both know the system very well. And, we're going to really find out how much they improve us tomorrow.
That's for sure. Just finishing off on the preseason thing, Kev. Obviously, we had a great preseason. I think we won all the games apart from Brentford, which was behind closed doors.
Second
string team. Obviously, other fans throw this at you. It's only preseason, and you try not to get carried away sometimes. But as a former Arsenal player, and you obviously played at the top level, how important is preseason to you? Did you get too caught up on the results? Was it just a case of I want to be fit and sharp? How did you look at the collective of preseason?
Well, the first thing you want to do, you want to get through preseason injury-free.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you're fit and ready for the first game. That's the first part. Second part, Curtis, when you're at a club like Arsenal, results do matter. I don't care what anybody says. Results do matter. Because what you want to do, you want to build that confidence. You want to build that togetherness, that toughness, that mental toughness in everything you do. Yeah. And don't forget this, Curtis. Our first few games, fair enough, you could say it's pre-season. But as soon as we play Chelsea, everyone starts saying, well, let's see how you do against Chelsea.
Yeah.
When we give them a slacking, we give them a battering, then it's, don't get too over the top because it's pre-season. No, we play Chelsea. We're both in pre-season. These things matter.
Yeah.
Not that there's points but there's pride still at stake. It's still a London derby, Curtis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still a London derby. Chelsea are still kind of a yardstick because they've finished third in the league and they've done this and they've done that. For us, let's see how we do against Chelsea. Now, we wipe the floor with Chelsea. Everyone's saying, it's only pre-season. Fair enough. Then we play Sevilla. And Sevilla, as you well know, are a really good side. They're a tough team. I don't think for years, I've never heard them get beat 6.
Yeah.
Listen, 6 was being kind. It could have been 10, Curtis, if we're honest. So We're not getting carried away. It's great that we won 6, sets us up for the season. But the attitude of the players, and you know me, my saying, it's the players, Curtis, when they cross that white line, blah, blah, blah. But you can't tell me you can see the difference in the players now. You can see the difference in the attitude when they cross that white line to get the job done, to go after teams, to press teams. Whereas before, it was like, they'll go out there and the crowd would have to try and get them going. Now, the team are getting the crowd going.
Yeah. And like you said, listen, everything needs balance. I remember last preseason when things were, we were losing games and I was sitting here going, it might only be preseason, but we don't look ready for the season. So on the flip side, when we're playing well, we look energetic, the players look good. We have to give the manager and the players some credit for it. So I think it's fair to say we look prepared for tomorrow night. That is for sure.
I think it's a difficult game anyway. Going to Crystal Palace is a difficult game. But you know what? I don't fear Palace. Don't fear us. We definitely don't fear Palace. I mean, we should be going there thinking, listen, we got a different team now. We got a different mindset, and we're going there to beat them up. We're going to South London to beat them up. Simple as that. Part of my manner, I don't care. We always used to do it in previous. Now we got different players. We've got players who can hurt them now. Whereas when we played them back in the last season, Lacazette was up top. He couldn't really hurt them, Curtis. And as you know, Curtis, if you can't hurt the opposition,
you're in trouble.
You're in big trouble.
Yeah. No, listen, I agree with you. Palace away's been a tough ground, but I think, they've lost Gallagher. They've only signed one player. We've got a few new players in. We should be going there as, we should be thinking we can go there and beat them tomorrow. And we've got a fairly good start to the season after that in terms of fixtures as well. So I think this could be a real turning point if we can beat them tomorrow. The eyes of the world are going to be on us being the first game as well.
Everyone's going to be watching. Teams who are playing at home or away, you can imagine they're going to have that the game on.
Yeah,
it's a real important test for us, because the last season, the Brentford game, I mean, could you remember? It was like, what is going on?
Yeah,
we lost Lacazette and Aubameyang just before the game because of the beer flu, and and it went from bad to worse on the day. Now we got the right play. We're looking right. Let's go there and take them apart. I think we're going to win.
Yeah.
And you know what I want? I want clean sheets. I want a clean sheet. I do. I want a clean sheet at Palace. We get a clean sheet, we win the game. I've always said I think we're going to beat Palace 2-0. And we set a marker. We've set a marker that Arsenal are serious this season. No pushovers.
Yeah. Looking at the squad and what we've got at the moment, I did a show, not yesterday, day before, I think, where I was saying, for me, the two issues that still worry me a little bit is if Partey was to get injured. So I still look at whatever combination, I would think that's not good enough. And if Jesus came out, I'm still kind of on the fence with Eddie. He's looked good in pre-season, but could he run the line for a long period of time if Jesus was out for a while? Are there still positions you'd like to see addressed, and which ones would you like?
Yeah, I'm greedy now, Curtis.
Yeah, why not?
I would love four more players in before the end.
I'm with you on it, Kev.
I'm deadly serious. I would like 4 more players. I would like another striker come forward.
Yeah,
who can kind of play centre or wide. I believe Gakpo's been mentioned or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would like that. I'd like another 2 midfielders.
2. Okay,
1 attacking and 1 holding. I would love that.
Yeah.
Because when Partey's not there, I want to protect Partey as much as I can. He could stay home in Europe.
Yeah.
The other central midfielder, holding player, he plays in Europe. Partey, keep your feet up because you're playing at the weekend, on Sunday. That type of thing. Another attacking midfield. I still think Tielemans is going to happen.
Yeah, I think so.
It's going to happen, but it may happen once the season obviously starts, etc. And so that's one forward, two midfielders. And do you know what? I don't want to seem bad to Ben White or anybody like that, because I think Ben White's done a decent job at right back. But I think we need a versatile player at right back as well. Tommy Arsenal, obviously, is back in training, but that's being greedy.
Yeah.
You know, that's the final one. That's the final one. If I get the other three and we don't get the right back,
you can live with it. Yeah,
I'll live with that. But
yeah.
you know, I don't want to be buying a right back when we need the two in midfield and the other forward.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Kev. I think, you know, obviously Tomiyasu, he's back in training apparently, but, you know, he's had a few injury issues and, you know, we're not sure with the cover. Is Cedric good enough? Ainsley looks like he wants out. So, yeah, no, I agree. 4 would be ideal, but, you know, I think I don't know if the Cronkies would agree with that. We haven't brought too much money in so far.
What would you take then, Curtis? What would you take?
I think we need a minimum 2. Minimum 2. 100% a midfielder for me. Because like I said, if Partey comes out, I think that midfield can get rolled over against the top teams. And I would want the attacking player as well. Because I just think if obviously touch wood, hopefully nothing happens to Jesus, but if he was out for 2-3 months, I wouldn't be confident that Eddie alone is enough up front, especially against better opposition. The right back, maybe we can muddle through with Tomiyasu, Cedric, and whatever, but minimum 2. Minimum 2.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah. Kevin Farrakhan looking sharp. Somebody just said, is it a stick-on tie or is it the real deal?
What, Curtis? I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask your following.
Go on.
What do you think? Do you think it's a bubble one, or do you reckon it's a real one?
That's not the spinning one, is it? I was waiting for it to spin
the
around.
one that lights up. I've got one of them. I've got one of them. Curtis, I would have liked to have thought the fan base knows me better than to have some fake nonsense. This is the real deal.
Come on, man. He's a Brixton boy, man. They can't clip him on.
This is the real clip on. This is the real deal, man.
Come on,
Look at that. This is the real deal, guys.
That's when you know he's getting down to business, you know, when he turns up with the tie on a Thursday. So
on a Thursday, you know that. And the real one. No joke thing.
No joke thing, man. Do you know what? Just a quick one I wanted to throw out there. Man's saying Aubameyang to Chelsea. What do you make of that one?
I'm not surprised, because do you remember when Aubameyang was having difficulties at Arsenal last season?
Yeah.
And Tuchel came out. He kind of was throwing some punches at Arteta when he was saying that, you know, it's the way you deal with him. You know, you got to allow him to be himself and all that. So he obviously's worked with him before. He likes him. Doesn't surprise me. And let's be honest, they're desperate for a striker.
Yeah.
Chelsea are desperate for a striker. So it wouldn't surprise me. Barcelona, let's be honest, they don't need him.
No, they don't. Not now.
They don't need him now, and they're going to have to balance some books. So it may happen.
Do you know, I wanted to just ask you quickly there, and it's just something that I heard the other day, because someone was saying, if Aubameyang goes to Chelsea, you're a bit of a, you know, snake. He was at Arsenal. And I heard an interview with Darren Bent saying how he joined Tottenham despite being an Arsenal fan. And he was like, you know, when you're in your career, you can't really let that dictate.
You can't think like that, yeah. You can't think like that. But I did. I did.
That's what I was going to ask you.
I did. I got. I remember getting a call about Spurs.
Oh, hold on, Kev, hold on. I'm not ready for this. Hold on, I need to get comfortable. This is an exclusive. You never told me this.
Yeah, I did. I got a call about Spurs, And I think it was when David Pleat went back there. Because I'd obviously played with David Pleat when he was at Leicester.
Yeah.
And he called. I couldn't do that. There's no way I could do that. So I know, but I understand. Look, Darren Bent's never played for the Arsenal. He supported Arsenal, but he's never played for the Arsenal. So he could make that move. Curtis, I could not make that move. So it was just one call, and he heard my response, and that was it. We never spoke again. Do you know what I mean? But listen, I get it, proper. Curtis. I do get it because listen, when it's your career, it's your career. You know, when it's your career, it's your career, and you've got to do what's best for you. And Darren Bent, he done that. Still an Arsenal fan, but he done that. Many people have done that. I couldn't do it. There's no way. Wow. After my history at Arsenal, you must be mad.
Imagine you and Ian.
No,
Wright
don't imagine. Don't imagine, because it will never happen.
Do you know what? What point of your career was that then? Where was you?
At the time, where was I? I was at Everton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Everton. Yeah.
Jeez, Kev. Oh, that's mad. You don't realize these things, do you? You know, Tottenham making the call.
But you know what, Curtis? Because it was just one call, and it never materialized. And obviously, they went on and done whatever else they're doing. And you forget these things because it's never going to happen anyway. But as we're just talking about that, that's how it comes out. It's not something I broadcast, but as it just came out, you know, although you're Arsenal, he's Arsenal and he went to Spurs. George Graham was Arsenal manager, played for Arsenal, but he's a manager. He's got to do his thing. For me, Curtis, I couldn't do that. I know enough Spurs fans, obviously, but I couldn't do that.
I respect it though, Kev, because you know when man offering big contracts and that, but you know you've kept.
I don't care how big. I couldn't do it. Sorry, I couldn't do it.
I love that, Kev. I love that. Right. I want to get some predictions from you, Kev. A few predictions, some Premier League ones as well, not just Arsenal and stuff like that. So, obviously, Premier League season begins. I want to push you first on the top four. Liverpool obviously got the little...
City.
Go on. Oh, he's got no messing. So, what do you think?
City,
Haaland,
Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs. Top four.
In that order?
That order. I still think City have got a little bit to work out with Haaland.
Yeah.
But once they do it, because I see him making runs and they're playing ball short, you know what I mean, and stuff. So they just have to work out a little bit how to use him. Once they work it out, they're gonna be frightening. And Liverpool going to be there or thereabouts. Liverpool are strong, as we know. But it's a long season. And, you know, economy says Manchester City because they play with economy in their game. Liverpool play relentless. And sometimes they can come unstuck a little bit. But if it ain't City, it's Liverpool. But I think City are going to pick them.
I agree with you there. And like you said, Haaland was making runs and like they're still playing tiki-taka. I'm like, just give it him. But like you said, it's an adjustment period. I think once he clicks, he rips it up. With Arsenal, what do you think is the difference now then that gets us over the finish line in terms of top four this year?
Goal scorer, Jesus. I think that's really important. I think having the extra forward who can do something, occupy the defense, is going to free Saka up. I think Saka's going to hopefully get more goals this season as well. I think having a striker there is going to ensure Odegaard is more effective.
Yeah.
As well. Obviously, we're looking to get another midfielder and some other forwards. I think Gabriel Martinelli is going to have a decent season as well. But, you know, the most important thing, I think he's at the back. I think Saliba, who, look, if Van Dijk's a Rolls Royce, Saliba's got to be a high-end Bentley at the moment. You know, I know he hasn't played in the Premier League, Curtis, but the eye test says the guy don't make mistakes. He defends properly. He don't give the ball away. He's big, he's strong, he's physical, he's quick. And, you're limiting opposition, good opposition, to hardly any chances. I'll take that. And there's no forward who's going to say, right, I'm going to move from Gabriel and move on to, like when it was Ben White, I'll move on to Ben White. No, but you're moving on to Saliba. Pick your poison.
Yeah,
pick your poison.
yeah.
Pick your poison. Gabriella beat me up, and then Saliba just done me. So that's what I want.
Yeah,
that's what I want. I want forwards to fear playing against us.
I hear you.
And we've got to get 13 defeats down to 7 or 8.
Yeah.
We do that, there's more points on the board, and that's what gets us over the line.
No, I do agree with you on that. I think we'll be a lot harder to beat this season. And listen, me and you have had so many debates about Saliba, but, to be fair, like he looks ready now. He does look ready. So, I think that makes a massive difference for us. I said in an interview last week, I said, I think Jesus can score 20 if he stays match fit.
I'll be honest with you, Curtis. If he don't score 20, something's up with Arsenal. Something is up with Arsenal if he doesn't score 20 goals. And he's not injured. Because we do create chances. And as the way we play with the press, etc., we're going to trap a lot of teams. So he's going to get chances to score. And you know what? He scores them goals in the box, which I love. I love the poacher. He's getting balls, that his first goal against Sevilla last week, where he gets it wide and he plays it into Xhaka, and then he comes off the line and he runs in and he gets the bits off the goalkeeper. That's fantastic. His third goal was excellent. Second goal when Martinelli whips it in. In the box. That's what we missed. We lacked a lot of play like that. And he's the ultimate, seems to be the ultimate box player. So, if we're going to dominate games the way we do, listen, I'd love to see him be challenging for the Golden Boot. But give me 20, Jesus. Give me 20. I'll be happy.
Give me 20. And like you said there, Kev, he makes us a lot harder to play against, Tony, because if you're a centre-back now, he's never going to give you a second to breathe now.
You are always, where is he? And he just come, he's fit, and he loves to close down. And you could see Sevilla didn't know what, and Sevilla are a good side. They didn't know what to do.
No.
They were just getting trapped time and time and time again. Until, where do you see 4-0 in 20 minutes, Curtis?
Man.
Give me some more of that, Arsenal. Give me some more of that.
I'm telling you, man.
Give me some more of that.
So I'm writing your feet. So you've gone City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs.
Yeah.
Who's your bottom three this year? I'm hoping that Forest can stay out of it.
Listen. I would take 17th now. I know they've bought pretty well, but I would take 17th now, just so the foundation could be built upon. Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to go Bournemouth. I'm going to go Fulham. Although now that Leno's gone there, I think that might make a difference. But I said it before Leno went there, so I have to stick with it. Yeah. And you know what? I think Brentford. Brentford are not. Second season syndrome is going to be. It's going to be even tougher for Brentford this season. And remember, they were in a bit of a slump, and then Ericsson went there last season and kind of lifted the whole club. And Ericsson ain't there no more, so it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what's interesting, Kev? Frank Lampard, I know obviously you're old club. Frank Lampard's the favourite to be the first manager out. What do you make for Everton?
I love it. Let him be the first. Let him be the first favourite.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time, a manager's gone in at Everton and the fans, he gets the fans and the fans get him. That's something that I can't see happening unless something catastrophic happens. But they seem to be making moves to strengthen that squad. Obviously, pity Calvert-Lewin got injured. But, they're strengthening the midfield. They're strengthening other areas that needed to be strengthened. And I'm sure they'll bring in a striker. as well, because losing Calvert-Lewin is a big blow.
Yeah, no, definitely. I actually had the same bottom three as you because I just, like you said, with Brentford losing Ericsson, they haven't really strengthened. Maybe teams will figure them out a little bit this season. So yeah, I can see that. Premier League top goal scorer. Who do you think wins the Golden Boot this year? There's a few contenders this year.
Yeah, I think I said when Man City work Haaland out, I think there's going to be no stopping that guy, because Manchester City are going to create chance after chance. We know what they're capable of. The usual suspects are still going to be around. I think Salah is always going to be up there just because of the way Liverpool play.
Yeah.
Nunes looks to be useful.
Yeah,
got to
definitely.
say that. Obviously, up that lot down the road, Kane and Son, we know how good they are, Curtis. We don't need to even say we don't. We know how good they are. And Son, fair play to Son for the joint Golden Boot. We hope it don't happen this season.
No, we don't want to see it this year.
As I said, I'd like to see Jesus up there, but I'm going to go for Haaland once City work him out. I think it's going to be game, set, and match, because I think it's going to be, it's going to be a feeding frenzy.
Yeah, you can just see, like, especially the home games when they're 75% possession and chance. He's going to get hat tricks this year, isn't he?
He's going to gobble them up, and he's going to gobble them up.
Yeah, he's going to be ridiculous once he clicks. Snake Eye says, big up, Kev. How dare anyone question the tie? Just wanted to say thank you to Kev and Big C for all you do. Where do you think Ronaldo will end up?
I don't think anybody could afford Ronaldo.
No.
Snake Eyes, if I'm honest. I look at what's going on at United now, and United started pre-season on fire.
Yeah.
They haven't really ripped it up of late. And it looks to me like they lack a Ronaldo. They lack somebody who could stick the ball away.
Yeah.
So, Ten Hag's got a lot of work to do. He's got to try and incorporate Ronaldo in. Ronaldo wants out. I don't think anybody gets Ronaldo, because United will be stupid to sell him. But who can afford him? There's only certain clubs who could afford him. And if they could you imagine United selling him to Chelsea, who's a rival? I can't see it, Curtis. So I think Ronaldo stays, and they try and work it out.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think it's just purely his age, and he's 38 in February. I think a lot of clubs would have signed him if it wasn't for the age, really. So yeah, it's an interesting one there. Who do you see as a potential surprise? Who do you think could maybe do a little bit better than expected this year?
Team or player or
team?
Both?
I'll go team.
Okay, team. I like what's going on at Newcastle.
Yeah.
I've got to say I like what's going on at Newcastle. Some of the other teams who I think that could do okay, like a West Ham, they're no surprise to us anymore, are they? West Ham aren't a surprise.
No.
Aston Villa, maybe?
Yeah. Gerrard.
They've made a few signings, and they're not doing too bad. So they might surprise a few. But one who might go the other way, Curtis, who might surprise people by going the other way, is Leicester. Because I don't know what's going on at that club, but when you've got a lot of the senior players who want to leave, that's a worry. A big worry.
No, I totally agree. I mean, Maddison seems like he wants to go to Newcastle. You got Tielemans looking like he might come to us. These rumors of
Schmeichel's gone.
Schmeichel's gone for £1 million. I thought they were going to sign Leno as the replacement. Yeah, they haven't signed one player. I think they're the only team in Europe's top 5 who haven't signed a player. So, yeah, I think they're in trouble. Leicester.
Yeah.
Sidon, is it, wherever he is in the comments, man?
Is he still about? Because I've not seen him in months.
Yeah, he pops up every now and then. He's still a bit cheeky as well. I don't know why.
Listen, he should be keeping very quiet.
Yeah, man. And there's George, he's a Leicester fan as well. He said, Leicester still have a quality squad when all fit. Madison not gone. Danny Ward, top keeper. We'll see about that.
All the best. We'll see you soon.
Oh, dear. I mean, listen, just in terms of Arsenal, who are you looking at as potential player of the season, top goal scorer, and surprise package out of the players? There's your three.
I think it's going to be a battle. Jesus or Saliba, player of the season.
Yeah.
2 new players. I think Zinchenko's going to have a good season. Partey's going to have a good season as well. But I think because Saliba is going to make a real difference at the back, Jesus is going to make a real difference at the front, and he's going to score goals. I think it will probably go to the striker. But I'm going Saliba because I think keeping us secure at the back allows us to win more games.
Yeah.
It really does. And, listen, I just hope we can keep that back 4 intact or back 3 or whatever we play. Saliba's a key component of that. And we could get that guy. Yeah.
I think the interesting thing, Kev, if we'd bought Saliba right now, you're talking 50 million plus, aren't you, for him now?
50.
We're saying more.
I mean, it'll be French international, young player of the season in France, breaking records with his passing stats and all that. You wouldn't get near him. Real Madrid will snap him up.
Yeah.
Real Madrid will break the bank to get him.
Yeah,
so, although it's been long-winded for him to come in, the time's right. But you know what I think is the most important, Curtis? Get him signed up. Him and Saka. Get that contract signed.
It's huge.
Huge for us.
Because like you said, if he has a big season and then he's got a year left, your Madrid, your Barças, your Bayerns, they're all going to come looking for him. So he needs that new contract, man. Just quickly before we round up, tomorrow night, Crystal Palace, massive game. I'm excited and nervous at the same time, but I can't wait for it. How do you see the game going? We got to keep Zaha quiet, and then we got to impose ourselves on them.
Look, I think the key is if you stop the service to Zaha, you're in the game.
Yeah,
and that's what we've got to do. We've got to, a bit like what they done to us. They swarmed all over us last season.
They did.
They swarmed all over us. Didn't give us a moment's peace. We've got to turn that on them, be all over them, get our noses in front. And then let's see what they've got. I don't think they've got enough myself. I think we've got more than enough to win the game. I want a clean sheet. And I think Jesus is gonna score. I think we're going to win the game 2-0. And it's going to be a good start for Arsenal.
No, listen, I hope that comes to fruition. I predicted 2-1. I just didn't want to get carried away, but I hope if we can score early, I think, we can get away from them, but it will be tough. Zaha, Eze, and that. But
tough. It's tough. It's going to be tough.
Kev, I wanted to ask you just quickly, what do you make of these new kits, the old pink kit? Could you have seen you and Wrighty up front in the pink kits?
Yeah, listen, we could have rocked the pink kit easy. We'd have made it look even. We'd have made it look cool. Do you know what I mean? We'd have made that pink kit look cool. I think it's a nice kit, the third kit. I think it really is a nice kit, but Curtis, the black kit, man. Listen, that kit is a proper. That's a proper kit.
That's proper.
That black kit is a proper with the gold. Yeah. The only invincible. Yeah, it should be gold. It should be gold.
No, proper kit that. Listen, Kev, really appreciate you coming on. Great show as always. And listen, thank you very much for rejecting Tottenham. We just couldn't have lived with that, seeing you at the lane.
Well, you wouldn't allow me on, Curtis, if I
made that move. We wouldn't be doing this show. That is for sure. Listen, 2,200 people watching. Make sure you lick down the like button. I don't know how many likes we've got. Subscribe as well.
We need 50% minimum. Come on.
50%.
50% minimum. 2,000 in, 1,000 likes. Come on.
1,000 likes. I'll be back on at 8 o'clock tonight, by the way, people. We'll do press conference reaction. We'll have a bit of a chat about the all or nothing and the Fantasy Premier League. I'll give you all the code and stuff like that. You got any shows coming up, Kev, you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm doing Hybrid Squad at 8. And I'm doing Mr. Door at 9.
There you go.
9:30, depending what time we finish the Hybrid Squad. That's a Forest. For anybody who doesn't know, that's a Forest podcast. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've not spoken to Mr. Dor for a while.
Yeah.
So, he's very excited, as you could imagine.
Of course.
23 years, no Premier League football.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to be asking him and his Forest guys loads of questions about, their first weekend's trip to Newcastle, etc., etc. So it's going to be interesting.
No, I'm delighted for Forest, man. Jesse Lingard as well, Kev. What a signing that is.
Listen, great signing. It's a prove it deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
You prove to us, Jesse, you can do it. And Jesse has gone in there and said, listen, I can do it. World Cup year as well, Curtis. He's going to fancy himself playing and getting in the World Cup squad if he does the business. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, big up to everyone for tuning in. Don't forget as well, 7 p.m. tomorrow night, the watch along. It's going to be scenes one way or another. I'll try not to rip a shirt this season, especially that black one, cause boy, that shirt's too nice, man. You know what I mean? But big up to Kev for coming on. Appreciate it, bro. Always good to see you.
Nice one, Curtis. Take care, everyone, and look after yourselves. Come on, Arsenal.